Hello, hi, how are you doing? So, the year is coming to an end. What do you usually do? Do you do shopping? Do you travel? What do you do? Do you do retreats? All right, we're gonna know that. We're gonna know about that. Welcome to the Standpoint Show. This is our first English program. It's a new program on the BNP TV where we will be talking about anything and everything. Topics like, topics about life, about culture, entertainment, about anything. So, I'm Edna Dushime. I'll be hosting this show, yes, but I'm not alone. I'm with a co-host, Patrick Nyonguru.
Yeah, sure. This is Patrick Nyonguru, a journalist of BNP TV in the news editing. But since today, I'll be also co-hosting with Edna this new program, which is, the Standpoint talk show.
It looks like we forgot someone. No, we didn't. So, I'm going to introduce to you our first guests.
My name is Olivier, and first of all, it's a pleasure and honor to be your first guest. So it's really something.
So we're gonna talk about the New Year's resolution, but before we get there, guys, like this 2021, it's like yesterday we were in January, and here we are in December. How do you feel about that? Like seriously?
That's a good point, and I feel the same way. I think I feel doubly so because for the last year, like I was in the US and we were in lockdown, so like everything was shut down, and if you had to go somewhere, you had to like put on a mask, and like there wasn't many socializing and stuff. So it feels like the entire year was spent indoors.
Indoors, so just like 2020, right?
Same as 2020, so it feels like it's going incredibly fast.
But I feel like in this 2021, things were kind of, the protocols were not that tight because they have released some things like maybe restaurants that were reopened, cinemas and stuff. Yeah, but anyway, you were indoors, so.
Yeah.
By the way, he stays in US, Tell us about when did you go there? You didn't really introduce yourself to us. We just want a full introduction.
All right. Yes. So, as I always say, my name, Olivier de Sabimana. I was born here in Chibitoke. I grew up there. I went to school at Lake Tanganyika University. And after I graduated, I took some jobs here and there in Burundi for like maybe a year and a half. Then after that, I got a fellowship program called Global Health Corps. When I was a fellow at an organization called Vecna Cares, and there I was, developing softwares and stuff. After the fellowship, I was offered a job, and then I stayed there, and that's where I'm still.
Too much IT.
Yeah.
Computer science is very interesting. Like myself, really, don't master that domain, but I think it's very interesting.
You'd like to go back to school just to study about computer science?
No, I can't.
Good then. I thought so.
But like this entire program, for example, is only possible because of computer science.
Well, I feel like I just want to know what comes out, not what happens inside.
Well, fair enough.
So, as you said, you're going to talk about the New Year's resolution. When you start the year, do you usually make a plan of things that you're going to do, or you just start the year just like that, partying and everything, or maybe praying?
Yeah, I usually don't.
Usually don't?
I don't do New Year's resolutions. Mostly because I've tried in the past, I've never been able to stick to them.
When was that?
A while ago, I don't remember exactly, but it seems like every time I make, and I think also some other people, you make New Year's resolution and then you do it for like the first 2 months, and then after that it's over. Like
no, I don't think.
When was the last time you made a New Year resolution?
I think last year I did it.
Yeah. What did you do?
I can't say I followed everything that I had written down, but I can say maybe I followed one or two one or two resolutions that I had made for myself.
You don't need to wait for the new year to do that. Like you can write them at any time and whenever you feel like doing something. And
Yeah. Sometimes I think I have. But then why are you not talking? Like it's
Just
like,
listening.
what are you listening to?
You know why? I'm just listening. Now I'm trying to, like, because I know I'm so talkative, and I'm just trying to adopt.
Oh,
new
you're just waiting
behaviors.
for us to.
No, I'm just trying to adopt
is
some
that
new
your New
behaviors.
Year resolution?
Yeah, because that's also by being included. I have to involve that one because I know I'm very talkative, by the way, and then when I remember that, I feel like there's something which is not really okay with me.
Why? There's nothing wrong with being talkative.
Yeah.
I think it's wrong because
I think
the more you speak, the more the less you learn. You see, but the less you speak, the more you learn. You see, because when people are speaking, you are learning from them.
I think that.
So,
sorry to interrupt, but I wanna say this. There's being talkative and talking too much, right? There's a difference. There's really a difference between those two people. Yeah, there's being talkative and talking too much.
that they are also bringing another one, like talking too much, like without without any value. How can I use a very nice phrase like talking too much, but not really bringing ideas or opinions.
Maybe
which are
making
worth.
sense.
Yeah, making sense. You're speaking too much, but which is something which is worthless. Doesn't really bring value into lives of others. So I think sometimes we need to.
Maybe that's when you say someone talks too much.
Yeah.
That's when you can say that person really talks too much. But when you say this person is talkative, I think that's maybe is it a compliment or?
Yeah, no, talkative means you talk too much already.
No, no, Oliver, right? It doesn't mean that you talk too much. No, being talkative doesn't mean you talk too much.
According to you, what means being talkative?
You talkative, as you said.
Yeah.
Do you talk like you talk too much?
Yeah, no, I talk too much. I'm talkative, by the way, because you're bringing some new concept that we don't know yet. But I think talkative means talking too much. That's it. That's simple. It's that.
That's what I thought. I think there's.
Are you going by the dictionary definition of being talkative?
Yeah, sure. Going by definition, I think.
But I think she might have meant something else where she says it's different when somebody is just talking, as opposed to somebody, I don't know. It's
you weren't making any sense. Like you're just talking. And okay, what example can I give? Let's say you are in a hospital, all right? People are sick, so they really need silence. They really want to be in a quiet place, and you're there making some nonsense, like making some jokes that are really necessary for that moment, right? I think that's talking too much. Or you're just talking, like you just don't keep quiet. You just have things to be. But being talkative, I think it's when, let's say maybe I'm with Oliver. It's my first time to see him. And I'm like, we start a conversation and he doesn't get bored. He doesn't get bored, or that conversation doesn't turn to be boring at some point, right? That's where that's where we can say, because he doesn't seem like someone who talks too much. So I think that's when you can say this person is talkative. This is how can I say it now? I don't really talk too much.
I got it.
Now you get the point, right? I think that's what I wanted to clarify. There's a difference between talking too much and being talkative. So, know where you stand.
I also think another fact for the fact that the time seems to go fast every year is more fundamental than, so like when you were young, when you were like 10 years old, for example, it seemed like a year was so long, right?
Yeah, True. I couldn't wait to grow up.
Right?
I couldn't wait to be an adult.
And at the same time, if you think about it, by the time you turn to add another year, 1 year is like 1/10 of your life.
Oh, come again.
So like if
I
you are
think I
10
lost you
years
somewhere.
old, right, and you add another year, that means you've added 1/10 of your life. Like 1 year is literally 1/10 of your life.
Yeah.
By the time you're 30, right,
Gonna have
1 year takes just such a relatively shorter time period. So you've lived long enough so that a year seems like it's only a smaller slice relative to your age that you're adding. So it doesn't seem like
doesn't
lot.
seem that like
and your experiences you've had so many more experiences that I mean probably your brain has adapted to.
So you mean does no longer seem that long when you are growing up, right?
Yeah, because I think the relative time relative to your age is shorter as compared to when you were 10, for example.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, sure. It's much right. Because like the more you grow up, the more like you see that you don't have time to live. You see?
I think not that we don't have time to live, but I think the reason why when you're still young you feel like 1 year is really a very long time, it's because you don't have responsibilities. You're just there, living rent-free, eating. You're not giving out anything. You are just spending.
Yeah.
And when you grow up, like now, you have your monthly salary, you too, I guess, and you have to have a plan. Like this money, this year, this month, I'll use it this way. So you have some responsibility, and apart from that, you also have some other social responsibilities. And you are mature. You think, you need to focus on something. You think a lot about what's gonna happen tomorrow. Those kind of things. That's because the reason why it goes fast. It's because you feel like, oh my God, we're in December and I haven't done this.
Have you ever noticed that when you're doing something interesting, time goes by really quickly?
Yeah.
And when you're doing something really boring, time slows down so much.
Yeah.
And along the same lines, once you've done something interesting, like for example, you went on a travel, right? You went on a nice trip, and time went by so fast. But often after the trip is over, you can look back and relive the memories and say that was so great. And similarly, when you've done some like boring job, like maybe like type a long text or something, even if it seems like it took forever, when you think back to that moment, it's almost non-existent.
Yeah, true.
So I don't know. It seems like I don't truly understand. Like,
yeah, me
what
too. By
goes
the way,
into
yeah, me
those,
too. I don't really understand how that happens. Yeah, it feels like when you are enjoying the moment, that moment goes really fast.
Right.
It really goes quickly. But when you are in a really bad situation, when you are living your worst moment, it goes so slowly. You feel like time isn't even moving.
This year was as fast as I don't know, as a light or as a I don't. So because of the coronavirus, because in the US, like everything was shutting down, lockdowns, so were you enjoying by that time, or how come you say this year was very fast, whereas you were like facing some trouble, some challenge, you couldn't even go outside, you couldn't, do
yeah, I mean, that's what I said. I mean, during the time when you're living the moment, because it feels long, but when you go back and look at it, I mean, now it's often looking back at the year, it feels like it's empty because there hasn't been many interesting things to go back to and relive that moment. So I think if you want to make your years feels like it's been longer, do more interesting stuff.
I want to ask you, how were you making yourself busy during that time? Because you were staying indoors, and I've seen so many people committing suicide because of, you know, depression and something. You know, when you are staying indoors, you're not going anywhere. Sometimes you feel like you're going mad, right? So how were you making yourself busy so that time can move faster?
I have a really busy job, so that helps.
So you are working like
It's
online?
working, but like there is also other things, like can go for runs and
Well, for a whole year.
workouts and
A quick question to you guys. Like, what are the things which were very, very interesting for you in this year?
I learned Spanish a little bit.
Oh my God, I want to learn Spanish or Portuguese.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. It's spoken by many people, and it's somewhat similar to French. So,
¿Cómo estás?
yeah, the learning curve is not too long. So that's one thing, and I always enjoy traveling. So, like, if I get an opportunity to go see some new places, it's always great. It's always great to see new people. It's always great to see new friends. And just new places and explore. So yeah.
Where did you learn Spanish? Did you learn it on internet, or a friend of yours taught you that? Or?
There is an app called Duolingo. I don't know if you've heard
I haven't
or
heard of
use
that.
it. It's really great. You can learn. They have many different languages, and then they have lessons that I don't think it will make you fluent. I'm still not fluent.
But you can,
it
maybe
gives
you can
the
listen.
basics, right? You can probably listen and understand what people are talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great app. You should check it out if you're interested.
I think that was one of the things I wanted to do in this 2021, to learn Spanish.
But you did not. Which means
I
you
did
should.
not.
And was it in your New Year's resolution? Was it? Was it included?
It wasn't. That was just a desire. Let me just say it. I just wanted to. You know, it's a romantic language.
You hear them ladies? You hear them ladies?
It's really romantic and it sounds good. Oh my God. I even
I
like.
thought French was that language.
Are you serious? French?
Yeah, sure. That's what
Yeah,
they say.
French is meant to be romantic
romantic
and all
The
of
most
those
romantic
things.
language.
That's what they say.
French.
I think Kirundi is also romantic.
No, it's not. It's not.
It is. I think it depends. Like there are some people who
Yeah.
really know how to say really nice things in Kirundi.
Maybe. Have you ever heard someone who really has pickup lines, very good pickup lines in Kirundi?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Or maybe he's the one, or maybe you're the one who has really, you know, really nice pickup lines in Kirundi.
I wish I could take credit for that, but I can't. I wish I could, but
Really?
yeah. If you're interested, I think I saw it on Twitter. I think there is somebody who is writing like very nice things in Kirundi and like sounds more poetic, and they recites those. It's like a poem, like a short poem. It's like in really like sophisticated Kirundi that I don't understand the entirety of everything.
Oh, you don't really you barely understand Kirundi.
I do understand Kirundi, but I was raised in Chibitoke, and the Kirundi from Chibitoke is
Isn't
not
the
that
same?
great.
For real?
I mean, it is. It's not the same as the Kirundi that is spoken in like Ngozi or Gitega.
Why not?
I mean, have you listened to like Ninde? Right, like that Kirundi that is spoken.
Well, they have
it's not the same. That's spoken in
some really complicated
in
words.
Bujumbura. Yeah,
Yeah, really true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah. There's actually, as he's saying, you know, on Twitter, the hashtag, you know, say, you know, ndagukunda mu Rukundo.
Nkunda mu Kirundi.
Nkunda mu Kirundi,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Really?
They,
I haven't
you know,
seen that.
They exchange, you know, like poems,
Yeah.
some sweet words, you know, romantic words. Then you can.
I need to check out
Yeah,
that
you can
page
check
because
that.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Well,
You want people to love you in Spanish, right?
yes. Oh, of course. If you can speak Spanish, oh my God, I'm here. Yes, but Spanish is really romantic.
Same question that Oliver
Like,
has answered. I mean, what are
was-
the interesting stuff that you encountered
I did in this year.
Yeah, happened.
I got a job. I
Congratulations.
graduated.
Wow, congrats.
Thank you. What else? I learned to love myself more.
Please continue. I come back on that.
All right. I think I also learned to spend, to not taking things too personally. You get when someone tells you something and then it's kind of offends you and you take it too personal. So I've learned how to let things go, and I have, should I say, maybe getting closer to God. Yeah, I think that's what I can say.
Well, can you expand on learning to love yourself more?
Okay.
Because
well, so now I'm the one who's
it's not a
being
rhetorical
asked
question.
questions.
It's just like I've heard about this often, and I'm
to
not
love
sure,
yourself.
like, what.
Okay. Okay. What I think is to love yourself more is, how can I explain it? I have learned to do things for myself. Not wait for people to do them for me. You get? And be comfortable with myself to do things, especially to do things for myself. I can give an example. I used not to like to go shopping alone. I used to wait for someone to go with me because I felt like it's more fun when you go shopping with someone else, when you make jokes about the clothes and whatever. So I have learned to just go by myself, or something else, going to a restaurant alone. Some people find it so weird. I can say I have gone to a restaurant alone so many times.
You went so many times.
Yeah, that's good.
So many times, yeah. Like I don't, because let me give this example. Sometimes you feel like you want to go out, like you don't want to stay indoors. You just wanna, just maybe you have had a long week. It was tiring and stuff, so you just want to go out and explore things. I used to wait for people. I used to wait for my friends because I would ask them, can we go this weekend or anything? Or no, I'm not available this weekend. Let's make it next weekend. Next weekend, you find someone else is not available and stuff. So now I have learned how I can prepare myself. I go to that restaurant that I want to know. I go, I eat, and I go back home.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Do you also think that these would have? I wonder if men would have that problem.
Men?
Yeah. Like, do you think men will have a problem, for example?
Yeah, I have heard
going to a bar alone.
Well,
like,
a bar.
Is it uncomfortable for women to just like go to a bar alone?
I think it's the way. It's just the way. It's the perspective. Some people see it as a way of maybe you want to attract guys so that they can come and talk to you. But okay, what I can say, I've never gone to a bar alone. I have gone to restaurants, not going out to a club and stuff. No, I haven't done that. I've just gone to, when you see a nice restaurant on internet and you're like, oh my god, I just wanna discover this restaurant. So that's what I used to do. Going to a bar. Maybe, you guys were men, you can tell us. You can tell me, actually. You can tell me and the other ladies who are watching us right now, how you perceive it.
In Burundi, like maybe Olive is going to tell us about, the US. Maybe they don't do it, as we do it.
I think they do it, actually.
Here, it's really a little bit uncomfortable when you go in a bar, by yourself. It's always good to go with some other friends, so as you can, have conversation, you can, exchange ideas, have fun with others.
How about
like when you go alone, it's as if you are egocentric. But sometimes, it's as if you don't want to share with others.
Egocentric.
But you could be in a place where you don't know anybody.
Exactly. Like the first time you went to the US, you're gonna tell us about
that.
Like
you traveled to Rosie.
Of course. I was saying in Burundi. Yeah, like for example, if I'm living in Bujumbura and I go countryside, there I can go in a bar without any problem. But also sometimes you need to get somebody to get closer to you.
How do you get somebody? Some people are not talkative, so they don't know how to approach people. And they feel like they want to hang out but they don't have anyone. They don't have anyone they can hang out with, so they just go alone. I just want to know why guys usually perceive it so.
Well, in my
wrong.
humble opinion, I think it's not bad. It's not really bad. But according to the way Burundians perceive that or understand it, it's as if, you are like somebody, they do say in Burundi, like you are not social. You don't know how to socialize with people. You don't know how to network with others, which sometimes put you in like, they just like put you in a place like they I don't know how to explain it, but other people will not really understand. I mean, your thinking, the way you behave. It's as if your behavior is marginal or is not really following. But we should also avoid the routine. You don't have to behave like anybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I think.
There's
we don't
no
have
such
to
rules.
be conformist. I think sometimes we need to.
Maybe
live the way we
Oliver
understand.
can tell us about that.
Well, first of all, I think that's a difficult question, and I can't pretend that I know the answer. But if I had to guess, is that if you are at a bar and most likely you're going to meet other people who are drunk, and when they've had a few beers, they're more likely to start approaching and talking whatever things that probably they wouldn't have said if they were sober. So there's probably that. But at the same time, I don't think there is anything wrong with somebody trying to talk with you, as long as when you say that you're not interested, they leave you alone.
Yeah, but okay, well, yeah, they'll leave you alone.
Because it's not like you have a label that says, I'm not interested in talking with you. So
Yeah, I know, but I feel like that should change. That way of, it's not only drunk people, even someone who's sober can just have that sexual approach. I'm calling it a sexual approach, because she'll just approach you and start telling you nonsense. So just because you're sitting at the bar and you're drinking your wine, and do you know that people have fun with themselves, like someone who likes being
like you.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't say I can go at the bar alone. I said in a restaurant.
Now then you are like advocating for something you can't do. That's what you're implying, right?
See, everyone has principles.
You're saying.
See, everyone has principles.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. I think it's fine to go with the bar and drink alone if that makes you comfortable.
So we're approaching the end of this show for today. And I just want to know, I want Patrick and also you to tell me, is it good to plan things like, now we are starting 22, and should you write down things that you want to achieve maybe, or things that things that you've done in 2021 but you are not proud of and you would like to change in 2022? And is it good? Does it help?
Well, personally, I think it's really good. It's really good to have, some way of, written down, what you really want to do. I think not only, as he said, not only, at the end of the year or the beginning of the year. Like, for example, you're starting a new month. Sometimes you need, this new month, I want to achieve this, and this. So it's always better to jot them down. Mm-hmm. But, as we are, of course, approaching the end of the year, sometimes many people, do their New Year's resolutions. So they write their objectives, their targets, what they want to achieve in the New Year. So as the year is approaching, so it's, great to go back and see if what they have written has been fulfilled.
I think it's important to have goals and to have plans. I still don't think that you necessarily need to have them at the beginning of the year, but you still need to have goals to be able, with clear metrics that you can evaluate and know how much you're making progress. Mm-hmm. And I also think that we shouldn't limit our goals to just 1 year goals.
Why not 2 years? Why not 3 years?
Right. Like we shouldn't limit to 1 year. I think.
Yeah, true.
I think a lot of people overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Like it's good to have this big plan, but also break it down to smaller chunks that you can track progress on.
Anyway, I'm gonna thank you. I know we've tackled so many topics in today's show, but anyway, we think that you're gonna you won't be lost at some point, but it was a New Year's resolution for today. Thank you for watching us. Stay tuned for the next show.